think that I think.
Stephen King has written a lot of stories, and a lot of these stories have been made into movies. Some of them became Oscar-nominated classics. Others turned out less successful. "1986 is the only time Stephen King stepped behind the camera to direct a film of his own. The result was drive-in classic Maximum Overdrive.
I'm afraid of trucks and cars. I mean, Maximum Overdrive is about trucks.
It's kind of got everything you want in a movie. There's killing, and guns, and trucks, and crashes, and explosions, all set to a score by AC/DC. I first became aware of the movie during a matinee screening of The Great Mouse Detective. Back in those days, theaters didn't pay attention to whether or not the trailers were compatible with the main feature, so just before the Disney logo came up, all the little tykes in the audience saw this.
Maximum Overdrive.
Just like Hitchcock used to appear in the trailers to his movies, Stephen King pitches the movie to us directly.
But I want to tell you about a movie called Maximum Overdrive, which is the first one I've directed. I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
I'm not sure who told him to keep his eyes crossed the entire time. I'm guessing he wanted to look intense, but instead he comes off looking mildly retarded. Maximum Overdrive is like a dirty comic scrawled on a bathroom wall. It's vulgar and garish and way over the top, but also funny as hell. I won't deny this is a very bad movie, but at least it's not boring. The story's pretty simple. Some cosmic shit gets into the Earth's orbit, and anything mechanical turns homicidal. Automobiles, bridges, even Sony Walkman headphone sets start killing people. I can't tell if the trucks are all being controlled by aliens or if they've actually become sentient. I don't think King ever figured this out either. Most of the movie takes place at a truck stop, where staff and customers are terrorized by the growing number of murder trucks. This borrows from a long horror tradition of survivors trapped inside an enclosed space while the apocalypse rages outside, going back to Night of the Living Dead or The Birds. The cast is impressive. Emilio Estevez plays the hero. Pat Hingle plays the asshole boss. Lisa Simpson plays a child bride.
Curtis? Is he dead?
Gus from Breaking Bad plays a dude killed by video games.
I'll tell you one thing.
If there's one thing the movie lacks, it's gratuitous nudity. For such a sleazy, exploitive flick, the sex scene is surprisingly chaste. King makes up for it though by including stuff you don't normally see in movies, like kids dying gruesomely. And who didn't love seeing the electric knife come to life? The psycho music that plays during the attack is a good joke, but it gets less and less funny each time they use it.
No, see, second time doesn't work so well. You gotta think of something else now, right? It's the leg grabber.
Considering King made his fame as a storyteller, it's kind of surprising how thrown together the script for Maximum Overdrive is. It's like he did one draft and said, "Eh, good enough." This results in a few plot holes that unfortunately detract from the movie. Like, how come Lisa Simpson's car never turns homicidal?
Don't know.
Is it an early hybrid? Is it part of an underground vehicular rebellion that wants to help the humans?
Curtis! It's coming after us!
What makes it different from every other car in the movie? After a couple days circling the humans, the trucks all run out of gas. Hooray? Isn't this what everyone's been waiting for? The gas tanks to empty and the batteries to run out? Wouldn't now be the perfect time to escape? The trucks all start honking in Morse code, asking the humans to feed them.
I'm gonna go turn on the pumps.
And they fucking do? Why would they gas them back up? You've won the war and now you want to offer the trucks a do-over? Look how excited he is. King tries to make this less asinine by having Emilio express his worries about what might happen if they don't give in to the murder truck's demands.
That bastard, ain't no reason why he couldn't call in a truck full of napalm and hose this place down.
Really? Don't you think if the trucks had the capability to do that, they would have done so before now? Or maybe they'd bomb a more concentrated area like New York, instead of spending nearly depleted resources on half a dozen drunks at a rundown truck stop in some shit-pit hick town?
What the fuck?
Another thing a second draft might have fixed is the unsatisfying story arc of Mr. Henderson. The audience really hates this guy. We see him fucking with our boy Emilio. We see him fucking with the kid whose dad got killed.
Done got scrubbed by one of them big boys out there. Tough break, kid.
He's almost as bad as the trucks. Yet instead of making his death a real fuck yeah moment, King has him randomly gunned down halfway through the movie. He just falls out of frame and that's the last we see of him. Some waitress we've barely seen gets a more dramatic death scene. So once the trucks are all gassed up, the humans decide to make a break for it. Really? Now that they've exhausted themselves refueling the enemy, restoring the truck's abilities to kill them, now they're gonna try and sneak away? I give up.
This is for my dad, you not enough son of a bitch.
I hate to break it to you, kid, but your dad was killed by a truck, not the drive-thru menu at a burger shack. Why did King have the kid shoot the ice cream truck? Would have been more cathartic for him and the audience, considering he and the ice cream truck tussled earlier. And the last kill of the movie is wasted on some guy I don't remember one thing about. For some reason, he gets tantalized by a big old ring, and the Green Goblin gets him. Now this should have been how Mr. Henderson dies. We've already seen he's a big crook, so it's only natural he'd steal from the dead. As the character the audience hates the most, after whiny Lisa Simpson, of course.
What are you doing? You're not going. I bet there's spiders down there.
Seeing him done in by his own greed would give the movie a more satisfying ending. Who cares about some bozo we've never seen biting it? History hasn't been kind to Maximum Overdrive.
That was the only part I liked about the movie was the music. I mean, I'm a big Stephen King fan. That wasn't one of his better movies.
Spunk.
Okay, well, they said it. But the music was great. The music in it was great.
Orally, it was fantastic. Visually.
I don't even think I want to make another movie. It's a primitive way to create it.
King himself has dismissed it as a moron movie, and blames his poor direction on his former cocaine addiction.
You know, somebody should give me a straight shot to the jaw, and I think that would straighten me out. I would maybe stop it, but I can't stop it. I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
Well, no you didn't.
It's interesting for that reason, because you have to overcome so many odds. You know, I'd really like to have a pair of lizard skin boots.